This is shit. This is insane. Come on, Jordy. Morning, folks. A little bit different scenery than Florida. We are legitimately driving down a snowmobile trail right now with a truck. What did I get myself into? Last night we got into Minneapolis at midnight, and we're with a bunch of buddies, some dudes I fished with in the past, and we are gonna try not to drive off the road.
All right, state your guys' names and purposes.
My name is Baldwin. My purpose is to catch fish.
Cole Penn, and I'm just here to rip lips.
My name's Alex Perch. I'm here to drive this truck in the ditch. Well, we've set up the hut. Batteries are good. Everything's good. Everything's feeling good. The guys are out there. Definitely gonna have to start hole hopping. I just set up though. Like, it's a weird deal. I got a dead stick rod there, which is very effective. Got just a little minnow and a split shot. Flag? Oh, he's got one on the jig. He's got one on the jig.
All right, so basically the deal out here is if you hook a fish, it's either gonna be a pretty nice perch or it's gonna be a little slime rocket. Which, you know, it's kind of a bummer when you set the hook and your heart just starts going dunk, 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 dunk. You're like, oh my God, it's a giant, it's a giant. And then this guy comes up, but you know, that's why it's fishing.
So Will just hooked up, just got a little northern, but we're also marking fish that aren't biting. So we're pretty hopeful that those perch are in here. Yeah, it's a bit cold out. Alex is over there in the porta water. Who knows what he's doing? He's probably making chili or something, falling asleep. But that's pretty typical from what I've heard. So
we're gonna have to be dealing with those pike a lot that come and kind of take our baits. We're after one thing, and that's a 15-inch perch, which is, I've never done this before. I'm not a huge perch angler, but I know what the reward can be, and I know how like precious a 15-inch perch can be, especially in Minnesota. That's the plan. I got a little jig and a wax worm, a little dead stick, and a minnow, and we're gonna see if we can do the dirty 15 today.
Just setting the lines here. Kind of.
Hey, who are you?
Huh?
Who are you?
What do you mean? I gotta tell him?
Yeah.
Ready? Hey guys, my name's Baldwin. I like to fish a lot. We're just setting lines here. The advantage to using this iFish Pro tip up as opposed to a regular tip up is there's a trigger mechanism on the tip up. A light, heavy, and medium setting. So the light setting can be used for like panfish, perch, crappies, and whatnot if you're using smaller fatheads or smaller crappie minnows. The medium setting for walleyes, and then the heavy setting for like northerns. A regular tip up just isn't going to perform like this. It's not as sensitive, and this way you're able to fight the fish with a rod and reel, which in my opinion is hands down the best way to tip up fish. Bada boom, bada bang.
Oh, not what we're after, boys.
A lot of those in here.
It's an action-packed day out here.
Flags are popping. Are they the right species?
No.
Not necessarily.
No.
For some people that would be a trophy, you know?
Yeah.
It's all in the eyes of the beholder.
Gone. That is suck. Folks, we're just doing...
Well guys, we caught a few this morning.
Okay. So, we're waiting for the perch to come through, but I'm the only one that's fishing at this point in the day.
I'm taking a breather.
Perch really likes to grind it out.
He's a grinder, straight up.
You know, I have these built-in ice picks, just in case.
You never know.
Things go south, I can just really pick my way and drag myself out, you know.
Well, that's pretty much what's going on. The perch bite. We've seen one perch and a bunch of dink pike, but
Yeah. That's a giant, man. Yeah, I was just over here checking the other holes that Will drilled, and you know, we're catching all those little pike, and all of a sudden they actually came in suspended like 2 feet off. It was like
a 3-pack?
Yeah, 2-pack, 3-pack, and you know, he crushed it. God, look at how thick they are, dude.
So fat.
So fat. Yeah, that's a chunk, man. Well, I mean, that's the first one of the day, so hopefully we can catch a few more. But God, they're just thick and tall and fat, so we'll get them back down. There we go.
Did it spear?
it's just a fade one.
It's a fade one now.
So slow. There's no way it was a pike, dude.
Yeah. No, there was 2 fish there on the screen.
Yeah? Jumbos. Jambalaya.
Why didn't they eat?
What was Brent using?
Was that you turning on your Vex maybe? There's something on that rod? Yeah, there's a fish on that rod.
Oh, the line's not even tight. Oh, this is
Giant.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my gosh!
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Holy!
Is that not the biggest perch you've ever caught?
Oh, by far.
Holy! That was unreal.
So what happened was we thought that. Oh, this is by far the biggest perch I've ever caught. Look at this thing. Oh my gosh.
Dude, unreal.
Yes.
Unreal.
Look at the belly on it. I was like, there is no way this is a perch, and look at the size of that thing. Do we have a measuring tape or anything?
Yeah, Rello might have.
Yeah, we
Better
got
measure on a rod.
We gotta tape this fish. This is by far the biggest perch I've ever caught. Just a jumbo, probably 15, honestly. 14,
close to it.
13, 12, 14.
14. That's a big
fat
fish.
So the key there was this was the dead stick rod, and I had another school perch kind of come in on the jigging rod, and they didn't bite. All of a sudden, this rod started bobbing, and we've got a 14-inch, just mega perch. Just got some cool pictures. Here goes this giant. This is a freak of a perch. So fat it can't hold on the hole. Oh my gosh. By far the biggest perch I've ever seen, let alone caught. 14 on the dot, so fat. Probably pound, pound and a half, 2 pounds. I don't even know how big that fish is. I'm not a huge perch guy, but that was exactly what we came here for. I'm gonna go grab some bait. Cole's gonna come back in here and hopefully catch one.
Oh, big one. Unbelievable, dude.
Middle?
Incredible.
Incredible.
Wow. Perch just caught an absolute monster perch. He went out, released it, but then he went out to get bait, and I dropped right back down the same hole. No more than 10 seconds later, monster came off the bottom, absolutely smashed it. Just crazy. These perch do not even look, they're not supposed to look like that. Look at the belly on it. Nuts. All right, we're gonna get it back down. Absolute pot belly perch. And there he goes. Woo!
All right, we're getting reset up. That was just the dumbest thing I've ever seen. To catch a 12, what was yours, 12 or 13, and we didn't measure it?
We didn't measure it. I guess it was under 13, but pretty close.
To catch 2 fish like that in a matter of 5 seconds is just, it was just so clustered. I let my fish go, ran out there, tried to get minnows. He's hooked up.
No one around, and the thing just smashed it.
Let's see what we got going on with this minnow. Oh yeah, that minnow's good. Yeah, I'm pinching the tail on these things just so that those lethargic perch literally just come up and smoke it. I don't know if that does a difference. I'm using kind of a big crappie hook. Hooking them right in the back. And that was on the dead stick. His was jigging a little
Drop kick.
Drop kick with a little waxy, eh?
Spikes.
Spikes. If you guys don't know like why this is so exciting, like even during that crappie episode, like it's honestly so hard to catch a 14 to 15 inch crappie. And the same thing with a perch. I mean, catching a 12-inch perch is incredible. So catching a 13 and a 15, or 14, I mean. Don't get ahead of yourself, Alex. Catching a 14 and 13 is just something that isn't done often.
Yeah, I can't say I've seen back-to-back perch like that caught before.
Everyone shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Can we do a retake? So what is your craziest swimming story? Can it be on camera or is it too crazy?
No, it's very simple. I was a real young kid. My parents used to drop me off at a dock. They'd drop me off every like Saturday or on the weekends, And one day I'm fishing and there's this older gentleman on the dock. I can't continue this. This is the truth, but I can't.
What's happening right now?
I need some chili.
Yeah,
Hitting an emotional barrier.
Give me some juice. It was her father on the dock. I didn't know, okay? And I must have been not quite old enough to drive yet, and I was, at the time, one of my buddies had come and I was talking about her. Was I saying the greatest things about her? No. Was her father 25 feet away from me while I was saying these things? Yes, he was. And it bit me in the ass down the line. She confronted me. At this point, I was, deeply in love with her. But
are you like 14 or 15 or what's the deal here?
well, it was like my crush. Everyone, I mean, come on, back me up here. I'm just saying, Will, just back me up. It's really hard for me.
I know, it's okay.
It was like a crush. It was like a crush. You know what I mean? I was heartbroken because, and this was, I must have been, I don't know, 8th grade. I just wish that we would have connected. It ended with she never talked to me ever again. And when I passed her in the hallway, she didn't even, it was just like, you know, I wasn't even, it was like as if I was invisible, you know?
So are you currently single right now?
I'm single and ready to mingle. And you know what? First date, we're going fishing.
All right. I literally just looked at Ross and said I'm gonna go hole hop, and I just tied on a rattle bait. First or second hole I drop in. Dude, that's a tank. Just came up and absolutely smoked it. We're in 8.5 feet of water or something.
8.5?
Yeah, just smoked it, dude. Look at how tall that is. Look at how fat they are. Oh my God, dude.
There's another fish down there.
Dude, that's a giant. I don't even know what to say. That was sweet.
Nope. Oh my gosh, that's a giant mark. That is. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I have him?
It might went over to your minnow. Watch your minnow.
Oh my gosh. What are you doing? What are you doing?
It's still down there.
Why was that hook set so aggressive?
Because it pulled a rod out of my hand. Pike. Well, at least it was a pike.
What are you doing?
There's multiple fish down there.
Oh my gosh.
Move your minnow around.
Oh, screw. Big mark. Big mark.
Scotty perch.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What is this? What is this? I don't like these reels. Oh. Wow, that was so exhilarating. See a grease ball?
Well, that makes me feel a little better.
That does. Yeah, there's no way that was weird. That whole situation was just weird.
Yeah, that was definitely.
He's on me, he's on you, he doesn't hit the minnow. Catch him, you lose your jig, it's not in his mouth. There's multiple fish down there.
I feel like they're gonna fall off. God.
Rello's already up there loading the truck up. We gotta get out of here. And I'll wrap this up there and talk about what that perch really means to all of us, right?
Oh God, it's a special place. It's a special specimen.
You know, deep in the woods. Deep. When you pack up a sled and it's pretty cold out, you don't really want to film. So we packed everything up. We're in a town where you grab a bite to eat. I don't know if I'll ever, unless I go out like to Idaho or Cascade, like that perch, that was a big fish. I get to chase a lot. I get to chase a lot of bites all over the place. You know, sometimes I stumble upon something by myself, but there's no way we would have found that lake. Like, there's no way. Where that lake is, into adjacent of how far we just drove to get to that lake, like 3 hours one way, is just absolutely insane. And Hayes, Will, and their buddy Chad were the ones grateful enough to take me out there and be able to catch a fish that they've never even seen that big before out of there. Is absolutely incredible. So thanks to them. Make sure to go check out them below. We'll leave their guide service, Hayes' guide service, and a bunch of other things below. So make sure to check it out. This video is just the start of another Minnesota tour that we're doing. But right now we're gonna grab a bite to eat. We haven't eaten all day, and it's just about to get dark out. So thank you guys so much for watching today's episode of AP Bassin. If you guys want to check out that season coat I was wearing, I got some new apparel and a bunch of new stuff in. So click the link in my description and check all that stuff out. And until next time, don't drive your car into a ditch. Thank you guys.